I just thought it was worth.
What are you moving?
I'm moving the officer's recommendation. I'm obviously slightly reluctant to move this because of the Will Park being included within that motion, and essentially this puts it to rest. But I did feel that it needed to be pulled because we've spent 4 years essentially debating this, and it is disappointing to get to a point where you've spent 4 years and you've achieved absolutely nothing. And I don't like to sound all doom and gloom, but it's feeling like maybe that's how these things work. I think it is disappointing for members of our community who have been advocates for this Will Park. I think it's disappointing that we haven't got to a point where we've got any resolution and this is just sitting on the table. So, but I also think to spend money on something that we won't get a resolution from within this term of council would also be a waste of funds. So I do think that we should have it sitting on the table, ready for a new council to come in and make a decision. So although it does hurt me to see the amount of time, effort and energy that staff have put in, time, effort and energy that our community have put in, I do think that this is the right decision at this point in time to make sure that we're not wasting council funds. So I will, move the officer's recommendation, but I thought it was just worth pulling to at least acknowledge that.
Councillor Hubel, you're seconding?
Thank you, Worship. Yes, seconding. Look, echo those sentiments. But look, I don't think that the supporters of the Will Park should be disheartened by this. I do think that this is the right call. We need to do things properly, and rushing through before caretaker is not the right way to go. We have the consultants that have presented to us. They are on standby. As CEO has mentioned in the report, they've been advised that we are on hold, and I have no doubt that the new council will be well placed to move forward with engaging consultants on this issue, because I reflect that even amongst the fierce and passionate and not at all in any way misguided opposition that we've seen to these Will Park locations, I think they've been very good opposition and some good points have been well made, even though I haven't agreed with them personally. We haven't been seeing people disagreeing to our proposals because of the skate park itself. There have been disagreements about the location. The passionate residents that we've had speaking against having it near them have said that they support having it in the council area. They've said they don't think that the space we were proposing was the right one. And I'm actually hard-pressed to remember someone speaking that was saying skate park is a bad idea, you just shouldn't do it. It was probably there, maybe I didn't hear them, but I think the vast majority of people that spoke against the Will Park proposals were saying, I like it, just not here. And that heartens my approach. I'm a big supporter of having this. And I think there is a solution to be found. And I think the consultants we've looked at are the way forward. And I certainly hope that the new council, and as many of you in this room that may be here or not, will be able to move forward with this. And I'll certainly be supporting this moving forward.
Before I call upon Councillor Davey, I'm just making everyone aware of the time. In 3 minutes I'll have to seek time extension. Councillor Davey?
Thank you. I support this motion. I just have a question under the HR aspect of the report. On page 350, we've got a whole lot of positions vacant in our clean, civil maintenance, city safe, parks and those areas, horticultural type positions. 5 in particular are being reviewed in line with operational requirements. Does that mean they've been on the books and vacant for quite a while, I believe? Does that mean they're not being recruited? Or I'm aware we're right in the middle of our planting programs. We've got a lot of work to do on our green space, our open space, and I'm quite concerned that we are not recruiting these people, not filling these positions.
If you remember me, I might answer that with a more overarching comment. I had a a meeting with the exec team today to talk about our recruitment practices, and particularly to review our practice of waiting 3 months before we replace staff positions. Now, in the past, that was an important cost-saving measure for council, and it was achieving kind of one-off savings in the year. Given where we're at financially, and now that we've built structural savings into the budget, the team has agreed that we're no longer going to wait that 3-month period for recruitment. So you'll see these drop off quite quickly now. I think it's, we should acknowledge that the organisation, it did put some strain on the organisation waiting that 3 months. But now I feel it's the time, particularly in the current recruitment environment and for our demands in terms of delivery, that I've now taken that away, and the managers and directors have the authority to recruit without waiting.
Councillor Dawes?
I move the motion be put.
A seconder? Councillor Davey? Right, those in favour of the motion being put? Those against? Motion's carried. Now I'll put the motion. Right, so those in favour of the motion, those against it, it is carried. Right, it is 23 minutes past, so we do need an extension of time.
We can do it.
So,
Thank you.
Don't do it. She can do it herself.
no, she's just, all right.
As, I'll move the motion as written. The council commences locking the gates to the entrance to the car park off Holden Street, Kensington Park, outside of daylight hours, effective immediately. 2, installs signage to advise car park users of the car park's hours of operation. And 3, amends the schedule of fees and charges to enable an appropriate fee to have council rangers attend outside of daylight hours, to open the car park should a car require exiting after the gates are locked, consistent with Waterfall Gully parking. You've seen the rationale in my motion on notice, and we've heard the deputation from a very badly affected resident tonight. This small car park supports the staff and students at Pembroke School, supports sporting activities on the Oval, and local walkers and visitors to Kensington Park Oval. For whatever reason, many years ago, hoon behaviour started in the car park, and was a gate was installed, and that managed the behaviour. It was locked at night to stop that entrance. The behaviour abated, and for quite some time it hasn't been a problem, but it has realised itself in recent weeks, and is escalating and getting worse and worse and worse. So the staff have helped draft this motion. We have had long discussions about the logistics of locking the gate and unlocking it, and cars getting caught in there. So this is the best option that's been put forward. So I hope you'll support this and help break this cycle of hoon behaviour by locking the gates at night. Hopefully you'll support it. Thank you.
Seconded by Councillor Cornish. You need to turn your mic off. Oopsie days, Chris, and I've spilt the water.
I'm happy to second the motion. A great initiative. Let's get it done.
It will cost another $7,000 a year.
Through your worship to the administration, is there any major impediment to this, and is there a cost of $7,000 a year?
There is a cost, but there is no impediment. If council's happy with that, we can accommodate it.
Councillor Hubel? No, Councillor Dawes, sorry.
Yeah, same as Councillor Davis, so I don't need any more information. But I'm just hoping, like, the resident did say that, we're happy to lock the gate or something like that. Is that a risk situation for you?
Yes, through you, Madam Mayor, just very quickly, it's not appropriate to put our business workloads onto residents.
Thank you, Worship. Yeah, look, I do support this. As I alluded to earlier, teenage Paul would be horrified at this development, which makes grown-up Paul think that it's a really good idea. I've got to just ask also that we keep the school informed. Obviously, the student use of that car park is pretty major, so it'd just be good to keep them in the loop.
Councillor Henschke.
Question, Madam Mayor. Seeing that the student use of that car park is quite high and it's for teachers as well, why do the City of Burnside ratepayers have to subsidise their car parks, and why, even if we have the opportunity to charge for parking for public, the school use, then we can offset this?
It's actually not relevant. This is after hours parking. It's at night time when the school's not there, not using it anyway. All right, Councillor Lemon.
But it's a car
Sorry, I'm
park.
being brief because of the time. We've got
Thank
3
you,
minutes,
thank
2.5
you.
minutes.
Very quick. $7,000 a year, would administration please investigate an electronic boom gate for egress? So if somebody is locked into that car park, they can actually get out. You can often get out, but you can't get in. I actually think that would probably be less than if we're looking at $7,000 a year for the next 10 years, yeah, just investigate it, because I think it's worth looking at getting out of the car park, and that's, you know, if you're stuck in there, you can get out, but nobody's going to come in. And I think that also we need to look at why this is happening, because stopping it there, we need to be very mindful that it can just move down the street somewhere, and I think we need to know what is causing this to happen. So I think it would be good to get some, yeah, well, it's probably people scoping a skate park.
We have similar situation in another part of Burnside. Well, we need to look at it. Okay, so I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Those against? Carried. Close the meeting at 10:28. And thank you for your attendance.